So guys, to access our POS system, it's purely an online system. So just type pos.minisoftkenya.co.ke. Then you are able to access the POS. So guys, what happens is that once you click or you get into our system, the first thing that you see here, you can register. When registering is when you want to register your business so that you can access our POS. Registration is just 5,000. You just send to Pochi la Biashara. You take your name, your business name here, your contact details of or rather the number that's going to appear on your receipt. Then also capture your payment details. That is if you are using a pay bill or you are using a till number. And then after paying the 5,000 to this number here, you need to capture the transaction ID or the M-Pesa transaction code. And then of course, input your username, the username that you want to use, and also the password. And also you confirm the password, and then you register down here. Once you do that, the administrator is going to look at your details and then approve you for usage of the system. But then before you get into maybe registering and using the system, it's very important that you try the system and see how it works. So you click to trial version. Once you click there, the system is going to load our trial version, which you can do your trial. On the first page that appears is actually the dashboard. A dashboard will show you your total sales, total expenses, your purchases, cost on goods sold. This means that how much money is it spent on the sales that you have already collected. And then this is your profit. When it's on negative, it means it's a loss. And then it will show you the number of items in stock, the number of users, and then to leave you a graphical representation of the sales that have been made. On this y-axis are the sales, and then on the x-axis we are going to see the dates. Then before we go to selling, allow me to move to items and show you how do you register items into the system. So you click on items menu, new, and then you capture your items here. So you capture the barcode if you are using barcodes. Assuming if you had a barcode scanner, it will capture the barcode or something like that. Then you also have your item name. You can say maybe you can say book. Then you give the buying price. The buying price is the cost at which you are buying that given item. So if it's the book, I can say maybe you buy at 30. Then the retail price, maybe you say you're selling at 50. And then the wholesale price, maybe you are selling at 35 if you have wholesale also. So if I press enter, the system is going to give me another blank row for me to capture again another item. So you keep on enter after the wholesale price and enter all the items that you are stocking in your store. And then you click on add. Once you click on add, the system is going to register those items that you've indicated on the create item list. So I can say maybe I buy at 20, I sell 25, and then I sell at 22. So if you click on add, the system is going to capture that and add it into the system. Then also under items menu, you can add stock. Here is about adding the stock that you have received on given item. So maybe I can search here pencil. If I search pencil, a pencil is going to come. So I'm going to give a buying price. Maybe I say I've bought at 20, and then maybe the quantity that I've put in stock is 100 pieces. So if you click submit, you are going to have that added into the stock. If I click on stock list under items menu, I'm able to find my pencil down here. It's 100 pieces. The book that we created, definitely we have not added stock on it. And then now under selling, if I click on sell, the first option for selling is when you sell using the item name. I can search here and say maybe pencil. The moment I start typing pencil, a pencil is going to appear here. So I click on add to cart, just like that. If I wanted to add another item, maybe shirt, because I saw there was shirt here, I can click that and say add to cart. And then now I can view cart. When you view cart is to look at what order does that receipt contain, what's the subtotal, and then communicate to your client. Then after that, you just click checkout and print. Once you click checkout and print, the system is going to generate a receipt of this nature. And if you had a printer here, it's going to print that receipt. This is how that receipt will look like. Once you register your business into our POS, these details here are going to be your business details. And of course, sell two, this is when you are selling using a touchscreen computer. Maybe if your computer is a touchscreen enabled, or if you are using maybe a tablet or something. So if I tap on pencil, if I tap again on pencil, the more you tap, the more you are adding into the cart. So you see already those are 4 items. The same thing that applies that if I check out and print, of course, I'm going to get a receipt of that nature. Sell 3 is when you want to sell by using the barcode. If you have a barcode here, you can scan that barcode and then the item is going to come down here. The view and the checkout is the same thing. Delete sell, this is only affected by the administrator. If maybe there's a sale that has been made by mistake, then of course you can delete that sale. But remember, this action is only done by the administrator. And then also under items menu, we have edit. Edit is when you can change the prices or the details of a given item. Maybe like now, if it's this book, I can click edit. Maybe if I misspelled this name, I can have the new name here. I can have the new buying price. I can have the new quantity. I can have the new retail price. I can have the new wholesale price. That is if the prices keep on changing. And of course, you can delete items if you no longer stock those items. So if you click on delete, the system is going to allow you to delete that item from the inventory. Then under users here is where you add users and delete users from the system. So if I click on new users and then I click new, I'm going to supply the user type. We have two types of users in the system. We have the administrator and then we have the common user. An administrator account is that person who can be able to perform all the administrative roles in the system, but the user can only perform only sales. So you have to take note of that when you are creating your user accounts or the users who are going to access the system. On expenses, of course, is where you can add expenses. Any expenditure that is done from the business, you capture the expenses here. You use the expense name, the description, amount, and what the date was that expense performed. And of course, under report on expenses, we have expenses report, whereby you are able to see the expenses and when they were made and what amounts were being used. And then the reports menu here, you can go for sales. Under sales, you are able to see, like now, the cumulative sales is the total amount of money that has been collected from sales. Then, if you want, you can filter by date. Here, if I choose maybe today's date, I'm able to see what retail money was collected at that particular day, what was the wholesale, what is the grand total, the retail sales profit, the wholesale profit, and then also the grand profit at the end of the day. Then down here, we have the sales breakdown. This sales breakdown will show you different items, how they have been sold in the system. You will have the receipt number, the item, quantity, buying price, selling price, discount if it was given, the total amount of money, the profit that you gained from that sale, what date was it done, and who was the person who had logged into the system, and what type of sale was it. Then here under this search, it's a universal search. I can search by the day. If maybe I say 2026 April 04, and then maybe I give maybe a date like 22, I'm going to filter sales of that particular day. If I wanted for a month, I just have the day, the year and the month only. Then you are able to see the report. Of course, again, you can be able to search using the item name. So if I say pencil, for instance, I'm able to view sales on pencil. So what happens is that this is a universal search. At the same time, under reports, we can be able to view reports on purchases. Purchases are those things that you have added into stock. So you are able to get that report. You can also search here by the date or even by the item name. You are able to get that breakdown. Then, of course, sometimes you can generate a wholesale list. For instance, price list is when your customers want you to send them your price list. So if I click on download PDF, the system is going to generate that PDF report. Remember, these details, as I said earlier, they are going to be substituted to the details that you use when you are going to register your system. And of course, the retail price list also give you a similar report that's going to give what is your price list in terms of retail. Then finance, what finance does is that it gives you a financial report within a given period. So maybe, for instance, I can choose from 1st of April to 30th of April. Maybe I want a financial report of 1 month. So once I click submit, the system is going to generate for me a report that's going to say that from this date to this date, this is your sales, these are your expenses, these were by your purchases, and this is your profit stock loss. So basically, that's how brief the system is. You can also change a password here. By changing, you give the old password that you have been using and then the new password. Then you submit. That way, you can be able to change the password. A very important point to note, this menu that you are seeing on the side here, on the system, if you are running it on the phone, this menu will be appearing somewhere here at the top margin, and it will be giving itself to the side whenever you click on the menu up here. That is only when you are using a mobile device. Very important to note that this menu is going to appear on the left when you click on menu. So you will be clicking menu, you go to items, then you do your operations. You click menu, you go to users, you click menu, you go to reports when you are using a mobile device. But on our computers, you can see it projects it on the whole screen of the computer. Another very important point to note, when you are loading this system on a mobile device or on a phone, up here, you are going to see a button saying install app. If you click on install app, the system is going to install itself on your mobile device or on your mobile, on your phone. It's going to install itself as an application and you are going to access it as an app on your phone. That reduces the tediousity of typing in the URL every time you want to access the system. At the same time, If you are on a computer and you want to have this as an application on your computer, on Google Chrome, just click on these three dots, then scroll down to where we have cast, save, and share. Then you click on create shortcut, or you can click install page as app. If I click create shortcut, it's going to tell me what I'm going to write here. I can just say POS system, and I just click create. Once you do that, it's going to have it on the desktop. I only need to close this, and then if I go to my desktop, of course, I'm going to see it has written Minisoft POS, something as simple as that. So from here, I just double click and I'm able to access the system. As you can see, very easy. So welcome guys. The system is an easy system to use. And in case you get stuck at any given moment, our number is here, 0700004679. Anytime we can be able to give you support as required. Thank you guys.